Welcome to class 17 of business environment. Today we'll discuss about state intervention in business. So what is this state intervention in business is nothing but the interference of government in business. So man is born free but he has chain everywhere. So what does this mean? So man is born free, so no doubt in that. But he has chain everywhere, which means there are someone or something to control man, right? So here activities and behavior of people are subject to some control and regulations by the government. So they say man is born free but he has chain everywhere. So these chains are nothing but the restrictions, the rules, the controls. So which are defined and determined by the society and government. So these are the restrictions and the controls which are determined and defined by the society and government. So business, we know business is the part of our society. So when business we are going to consider as a part of society, so it is not independent. Okay, so this is not independent. Business is depending upon the society. So the government and state controls the existence and conduct of business, although the level of intervention or the regulations may differ from country to country, which means even though the company or even though the business is a part of the society, or it is a independent, or it is not an independent master, we can say. So the government is going to control the existence and conduct of business. Okay, so here what happens, the level of intervention or interference or the regulations may differ from country to country. So it has some control, right? It has some control. So what happens here, India is having a mixed economy. Okay, the government from time to time is going to enact many restriction, prescribes many procedure, passes many law as per which the business is to be conducted. So India has a very strong and detailed legal environment, so which controls and regulates the business in Indian economy. Okay, so we have a great or a strong and detailed legal environment, so which is going to control the activities of business. The next is whether the state intervention, interference of government or the regulations of government to business is benefited or it creates a disadvantage. So here we are going to study the benefits of state intervention in business. Okay, so state intervention in business, if there is an interference of government or regulations of government in the business, so we will be having planned economic development. So planned economic development says that economic policies. So what happens, government is going to frame some policies, and that policy is going to give you the direction, or it gives the business the direction how it should operate, or what are the activities should be conducted according to the economic policies framed by the government. Okay, so now they are going to frame the policies. So when they are going to frame the economic policies, they are going to consider or keep into mind the requirement of nation. So what is the requirement of nation? So keeping that into mind, they are going to prepare the economic policies. So how we can say there is a development? So when there, if we want to say there is a development, means it should be a simultaneous development, which means the development should be there in all the sectors. Okay, So how we are going to develop all sectors? So there are some small scale industries, agricultural sectors, domestic sectors. So these sectors are somewhat backward, right? So these sectors are backwards compared to the big industries like or the activities of MNCs. So for this, the government is going to frame such policies so that such policy will give you the protection and incentives. So all these things, all this region or the industries in the backward region is going to promote or develop. So the next point says to ensure growth and development. So here when it says to ensure growth and development means it is going to, or the growth of the growth of the nation is measured in terms of GDP. So what is this GDP? So how much goods and services you are going to produce in a year. So that says it is a GDP. Okay, so development is measured in terms of you when you are going to develop all the sectors of the economy. So as I told you in the previous point, so government is going to bring a regulation to necessary policies and legislation so that is going to, or that the every sector of economy will receive adequate importance. So which means all the sectors which are there in the economy, so that should be developed. Okay, so it helps in flow of fund in those areas of business which are essential for society. So it ensures development of those industries that meet need of poor, backward and underprivileged in the country. The next is development of core industries. So core industries, so like steel, cement, power, transportation, etc. So these industries need more and more investment and they have a long gestation period, we say. So what is this gestation period? It is nothing but a period between the start of an investment project and the time when the production is going to start. So investment and the production is going to start, the gap between that we call it as gestation period. Okay, so it says, so these core industries need heavy investment and they have a long gestation period. So here government may itself promote such enterprises. Okay, so like your KSRTC, so they are going to they are going to promote these enterprises. So it may also give necessary incentives and support to the private entrepreneurs so who wants to start such industries. Okay, so who wants to start such industries, the government is going to give some incentives. So these industries are risky and do not give immediate and adequate return. So why the gestation period is too long, it needs a heavy investment, so we can say there is a risk and we are not going to get adequate return immediately. So for that, what the government does, government itself may have to invest in such heavy industries, or they are going to give adequate incentives to the private people to invest in these areas. The next is control over monopoly and unfair trade practices. Okay, control over monopoly and unfair trade practices. So monopolistic nature of business. So we can say it is a determinant to the interest of society. What happens? They are going to charge the high price, control supply and exploit the customers and the consumers and the workers. Okay, so business is not controlled may, or we can say business that is not controlled may undertake the unfair trade practices. Okay, so like false advertisement, charging high prices. So these are the unfair trade practices which is been conducted by the business. So to bring control over this, so there are some regulations or some acts. So such acts like your MRTP competition acts and the other provisions. The next is market failures. Market is always not perfect. Okay, so market, it doesn't understand the feeling of people. So what it does, so market will not meet the requirement of poor in the society. So market is not going to meet the requirements of the people or in the poor people in the society. Why? Because it is not going to understand the feeling of people. So it will not consider the requirement of rural and backward regions also. So what it does, it is not going to consider all these backward areas, regions, people, poor people in the societies. So government regulates the market through fixing the minimum price. So when there is a minimum price, all the requirement of backward people, poor people, everything will be met. The next is protection of environment. Protection of environment means you are going to protect the environment. So business being a part of environment, so it is the duty of business to protect the environment from all the pollutions. So there are some acts which is been, or there are some regulations that is been imposed by the government on the business to bring control over this. So government will control the business activities by passing the Environment Protection Act. Then the last is safeguarding the interest of workers and welfares of consumers. So welfare of workers. So when, what is the things that goes against the workers? So it may be when they are not going to get the adequate wages. So when there is no better condition, working conditions, when they are not going to get the proper incentives. So these are the things or the conditions which are against the workers. So which here, what we can do as a government by passing the legislation like Minimum Wages Act, Industrial Disputes Act, Trade Unions Act, so Bonus Act, etc. So by this they are going to protect the interest of worker. So coming to the point, consumers. So consumers are also not protected when they are not going to get the essential commodities. Okay, so when they are not going to get the quality product, when the price is very high, so government is going to ensure welfare to the customers through Consumer Protection Act, Essential Commodities Act, MRTP acts. So these are the acts which bring control to protect the consumers. So these acts ensures adequate and regular supply of necessary goods at the reasonable price. Thank you.